How's it going, boys and girls? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered. We are headed to Ryoto Temple because that is where Kodamine has gone with Emiya. Emiya appears to be the vessel for the Holy Grail. Things sure are getting weird here, and there's a whole lot of information being thrown around. It is very likely that Lancer is definitely losing a fight against Gilgamesh, the previous archer from the previous war. And now we understand fully, or I guess fully, how the previous archer is still here, what that basement really was doing in order to actually keep a servant here past, the time of the war. So now it's go time. Now it is go time. Dagger in hand, or knife, or whatever it is that Rin gave to us as she is perishing away. We are headed to Ryoto Temple, I suppose. Today slowly ticks over into tomorrow. We treat Tosaka's wounds and take her to her room to rest, while I make dinner and eat with Saber in silence. Okay, I guess we're not going to the temple yet. Most of my wounds are healed. We only have about an hour or two left. In the meantime, Aw, man, we actually have to make a choice here? Spend time with Saber, report to What the fuck? Or have a strategy meeting. I mean, if we want to, heal our wounds faster, we want to spend time with Saber, which I guess would be the same as having a strategy meeting. Honestly, I'm just going to go with the spend time with Saber and just see what happens here. I want to say that both will be about the same. How should I spend those remaining hours? I thought a lot about it, but wound up here in the end.
ここは変わりませんね。今の穏やかさもいいのですが、やはり私にはこちらの方が合っている。
そうだな。セイバーは騎士のくせに正座好きだし、竹刀を持つ姿も様になってたし、一度ぐらい防具をつけて試合をしてもよかったかも。
防具をつけてですか？それなら言ってくれればよかったのに。私は甲冑を着込みますから、シロウが鎧を着るだけで模擬戦はできました。
That probably would have prevented some injuries.
そうですね。本当にそうすればよかった。もっと早く言ってくれたら、シロウと本気で打ち合えたのに。
Now, I don't know about all that. Saber's so cute when she pouts like that. Cute as she is, her actual words are pretty terrifying.
本気でって、それこそ本気か、セイバー。まともに打ち合ったら1週間は寝たきりになるぞ、俺。
いいえ、そのようなことは決して。シロウは自分を過小評価しています。この数日であなたは本当に成長した。今のシロウなら私から一本取ることも夢ではありません。
え、本当？
Even if she's only flattering me, I'm delighted. How could I not respect Saber when it comes to swordsmanship? Being able to land a hit on my mentor is like proof of my growing skill.
本当に本当か？うまく今日つけばセイバーから一本取れる。
はい。シロウは強くなりました。それは誇っていいことですし、私もたまらなく嬉しいです。
Now this is the confidence we need going into the big fight here. I can tell that she's being honest as she smiles at me. When I see her face like that, my determination starts to waver. Afterwards, well, we won't be able to come back. If only we could just run away instead of facing a battle we have such a slim chance of actually winning.
シロウ、どうしたのです？急に黙り込んで。
We are in
やはり
serious
傷が
thoughts.
痛むのですか？それでしたら部屋で休んで。
いや、もう大丈夫だ。痛むところなんてない。
I push my hesitation aside. I can't run away, and this isn't how I want to spend my final moments with Saber.
なあ、セイバー、せっかく道場に来たんだから軽く手合わせしないか。真剣じゃなくて遊ぶくらいの気持ちで軽く。
I bury my feelings and try to put on as strong a face as I can.
いいでしょう。なら、私は剣道ではなく自己流で交えさせていただきます。
Alright, she must have understood what I had in mind. Trading blows with a sword rather than words suits us better. For a short while, we forget about everything and just feel our bamboo swords whack at each other. Good strategy meeting, huh? Honestly, like, what is there to really strategize about? We don't know what Konamine has going on. So, I think just spending time together, you know, Sheath and the sword, I think that's the way to go. The moon hangs high in the sky. The clouds have finally cleared and the black of night is giving way to indigo. It will be dawn soon. The long night is about to end. It will be the last one. During the night, Saber and I travel to our final destination.
Shirou, これは
I hear the tension in Saber's voice. She's not the only one. As I quietly nod, I feel a cold sweat trickling down my neck. The mountain feels like a living thing. Chills run down my spine. Stifling pressure assails me with every step I take. The air is thick and damp.
マナの密度が高い。10年前と同じです。おそらく上ではもう。
The summoning of the Holy Grail has begun. Maybe it's even over by now. Either way, Gilgamesh has probably defeated Lancer. That's what I'm thinking.
Saber.
It'd be crazy if it was the other way around.
あとは戦うだけだ。セイバーはギルガメッシュの相手を頼む。俺はマスター、コトミネを撃つ。お互いの戦いには手を出さない。どちらかが相手を倒せば、それで終わりだ。
ええ。今回だけは私は自分の戦いに専念します。それに、コトミネはあなたが倒すべき敵だ。
そうだな。よし、任せとけ。セイバーの方こそ、あんな奴にやられるんじゃないぞ。
はい。誇りにかけて、彼には負けるわけにはいかない。サーバントとしてではなく、英霊として、かの王に膝を屈することはできません。
There is no longer hesitation or worry in her voice. I don't need to say anything else to her. We will head to battle and determine the final master in this war. But if in the process, if one of us dies, the survivor just has to kill their opponent. Yeah, it's as simple as that, you know? Even if I'm defeated, as long as Saber defeats Gilgamesh, Kotomine won't get his hands on the Holy Grail. At the same time, at the same time as Saber is defeated, but I defeat Kotomine, Gilgamesh can't stay manifested. So we don't have to cover for each other. This battle is now each of ours alone. Yes. It's go time, baby. Damn. I'm sure this place has seen better times. Also, where's our friend? I don't remember his name. Sorry, I'm forgetting names of, like, people we haven't seen in, like, a long-ass time, but, yeah, I don't remember a single thing about him other than the glasses. He lives up here, right? Whatever happened to him? He's probably, unfortunately dead like anybody else that's been up here. And so we climb the stone steps. And the closer we get to the temple gate, the denser the air gets. The red... say what now? Phosphorescence dances in the wind, and the whole place is too brightly lit for nighttime. The air is heavy with death. Yeah. It reminds me of that fire 10 years ago. But it's different. Bound up in the red light, I spy something that looks like it's going to ooze out over the temple itself. It's out past the building. A glistening blackness like mucus spreads over the vivid red. The mud spreads like oil over the clear ground. What up, Gilgamesh? He stands there, haloed by the vivid red glow. He pays no mind to the blood-red glow or the death-shrouded blackness. The servant armored in gold waits in the middle of the temple grounds for Saber and Saber alone.
聖杯もようやく重い腰を上げ、穴が開いたところだ。この呪いこそが聖杯の中身。我らサーバントをこの世に留める第三要素。10年前、お前が俺に浴びせたものだ。
Gilgamesh has eyes only for Saber. Saber is similarly focused on him. She steps forward and points her sword at the knight in front of her.
いい気概だ。俺には勝てないと知った上でなおその闘志。宴の終わりを飾るにふさわしいが、邪魔はいらぬ。そこの雑種、琴峰に用があるのなら早々に消えろ。奴は祭壇で貴様を待っている。
Alright. That works, I guess. Kodamine's waiting. I glance at Saber. She gives a slight nod, her eyes still on Gilgamesh. As I leave, I feel her wishing me luck. I turn around. My opponent is elsewhere, behind me. As I run, I hear the sound of Saber's deadly battle beginning. Deep in the grounds, behind Ryoto Temple's main building is a large lake. Oh shit. Oh, we've been here before. I mean, Shirou hasn't, but we have. It's been untouched for a long time, making it seem sacred, like it's inhabited by a dragon god. The lake's clear blue water is so pure and clean, with not a trace of cloudiness. At least, that was true until yesterday. The lake is far from pure now. Red phosphorescence spreads out before me. It is a sea of dark, murky tar, and... oh. This is some fucking wacky shit. I don't even know how to properly describe what I'm looking at here. This is some cult-like bullshit. A hollow chasm yawns in midair, the body of a young girl floating near in offering. I've been trying to remain calm all this time, but that sight drives me over the edge. I stop and glare at the enemy.
よく来たな、エミヤシロ。最後まで残ったただ一人のマスターよ。
Yeah, how we've made it to the end, I'm not sure, but I also feel like we were given such an unfair treatment in this. Like, sure, it was to our benefit. It really was. But, like, we missed out on some core fights to have to make it to the end. I feel like we kind of cheated our way here. The ends of his lips curl up in a smile, and he spreads his arms in greeting. Our final battle will be fought here. This will be the summoning altar in this Holy Grail War.
イリアを下ろせ。お前をぶちのめすのはその後だ。
I glare at Kodamine. We're about 10 meters apart. As soon as I take another step, the battle will begin. Once the battle starts, my only option is to rush in and stab him in the chest. Yeah, definitely. It'll be that easy. But before that, I need to do something about Ilya.
おい、聞こえなかったのか。イリアを下ろせって言ったんだ。いい年して子供をいじめて何が楽しい。
気持ちはわかるが、それはできない相談だな。聖杯は現れたが、その穴は未だ不安定だ。接点である彼女には命の続く限り耐えてもらわねば、私の願いは叶わない。
As long as her life lasts, then Ilya's still alive.
そうか。お前に下ろす気がないってんなら、力ずくで下ろすだけだ。お前の願い、その黒い泥を今すぐに止めてやる。
ほう、なるほど。お前にはこれが私の望みに見えるわけか。さすがはキリツグの息子だな。よもや2代にわたって思い違いを続けるとは。
Well, you know, Shirou's not really the brightest cookie in the jar.
聖杯を理解し得ぬ者にわざわざ解いてやる真理はない。その思い違いを抱いたまま、最後のマスターとして責務を果たすがいい。
What? I kick off as quickly as I can. There's only about 10 meters between him and me, but I jump to the side, maintaining that distance. Rather than acting on my desire to kill him, my instincts kick in, not kink in, to help me avoid death. I slip sideways and roll on the ground. I go tumbling across the ground, scrambling to look up. What the fuck? I glance back at where I had just been running. The ground is on fire. The dark mud spreading over the lake is steaming. It's like a dark carpet. The mud coils and lunges at me, snapping like a whip. It leaves a searing welt on the ground.
言い忘れていたが、すでにお前は私の射程に入っている。加えてこれは生き物に敏感でな。
Yeah, good to know.
動き回るのは勝手だが、不用意に動くと死ぬぞ。
I leap out of the way of the black mud as it strikes at me once again. To hell with darting around blindly. This bastard's intent on killing me. I reposition myself. I mean, yeah, he's quite the character, isn't he? He's always been kind of suspicious as a priest, keeping an eye on the lake. I'm no closer to Kodamine. Looks like he's gonna keep me 10 meters away. That muddy tentacle seems to be able to stretch endlessly. It follows no matter how far I retreat, and it's not the only one.
ほう、やる気か。それは喜ばしい。このまま立ち去るのなら殺しようがなかったが、お前本人が争うのであれば問題はない。何しろこれでも神に仕える身だ。助けを求める者を殺めるわけにもいかなくてな。
The tentacle twists toward me. It looms over the lake, its sickle-shaped head like a dark serpent. I bite my lip. I'm in about the worst possible situation here. More and more tentacles emerge from the lake. I'm not sure how much longer I can even survive, to say nothing of getting near Kodamine.
勝機がないのは当然だ。お前の生きた年数と私の生きた年数では大きく開きがある。何かで掛け算でもしない限り埋められる差ではあるまい。
Well, Shirou has pulled a lot out of his ass in previous fights, so you'll be pretty surprised. The priest raises his hands. He stares at the heavens like a conductor leading an orchestra.
命をかけろ。あるいはこの身に届くかもしれん。
The serpents surge forward. I try to kick away the mud clinging to my ankles. My clothes are burnt and my skin is exposed. Don't worry, that'll buff out. I jump away from the lunging tentacle. I can't feel my mud-coated right ankle, and I wasn't entirely sure I even still had my right leg until I used it to leap away. I check my body while I roll. Ankle? Okay, yeah, it's still there. I just can't feel it. If it's more or less intact, I can still probably run. Probably not in the most optimal of ways. I jump in another direction to avoid the mud's relentless attacks. Beside me, I hear a splash. The scent of burning earth wakes my dizzy head, and I push myself back up to my feet. A burning sensation sears its way down my back. I shake it off and jump to the closest clear ground. The mud's pursuit relents. I can no longer see any of the black mud that surrounded me. I bite my lip. I dodged and ran all over the place, but in the end... I mean, he did say dart around all we like blindly. It's not really going to change much. I'm right back here. I calm my breathing and look up at him, to at least show that he hasn't broken my spirit. Kodamine has not moved at all. He's just watched me running around. No matter how many deep breaths I take, my heart won't stop pounding. It's warning me that it's at its limit. It needs rest. My heart is ready to burst if I don't rest. That's just how rapidly it's thumping in my chest. It's all but jumping out of my mouth at this point. I can't do anything. I can't get near Kodamine, and I can't stop that black mud. There's not enough time for me to hold back about using projection. It's my only hope. If there's no way forward, I just have to project Saber's sword again. But what is the sword going to do? Can it actually, stop the mud? It should be able to cut through the black mud. Are we sure? Are we really sure on that one? This is a very strange substance. And give me a chance to rush Kodamine.
なんだそれで終わりか
The moment he speaks, a tidal wave of mud crashes over me. I look up just in time to dodge. The mud itself isn't bad. It's slow compared to Saber's strikes when we sparred, and it doesn't change direction, so it's easy to dodge. But that only applies when there's just one tentacle. I can't handle multiple attacks at once, or those that strike from behind as soon as I've dodged another. As a result, I can only move around, and still mud slowly covers me. There's no time to rest. I'm not going to be able to use my projection. Projection requires me to form an image of a weapon from the very beginning, so I need at least a full minute of concentration. But if I give Kodamine an opening like that, the only thing left of me will be smoking bones. Everywhere the mud touches me, I go numb. At least it's not painful. But if that mud covers my entire body, I might not even know whether I'm dead or alive. If that happens, I'm a goner. I would melt away, bones and all. I can only run. If I'm going to have any chance of getting near him, I have to do something about this mud. Uh-oh. I can't believe it. I pick now of all times to trip? Kodamine stares down at me as if I were a piece of trash. It's probably exactly what he thinks. He points a finger at me and several snakeheads rear up from the lake. Get up. I try to get up but fall again. I fall. I fall. The snakes pursue me. But I still fall. Why? 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 Black mud splashes over the back of my neck. Why? Now that I look closer, my right leg is entirely black. That's not supposed to happen. Black mud rains down on me. Like a torrential downpour, it engulfs my entire body, and all I can do is await the oncoming tide of despair. Watch this be a bad ending somehow. It actually is! It actually is! Holy shit! Oh my god, that actually was a bad ending. Holy fuck, okay. I guess I'm not allowed to hang out with Saber. I guess we actually have to strategize. I didn't think there really was much to being able to strategize anything here.
そんなあなたを助けるタイガー道場開幕です。さて、勝敗とは戦いを始める前に決定している
Yes, I know. It's right before it begins.
はい、その心は弟子1号。
何の策も武器もなしに
Yes,
戦いに挑んじゃダ
plan.
メってことかな。
敵は金に明かして最強部隊を揃えている反則サーバント。なら、こっちも一つぐらいは逆転可能な武器を用意しておくべきです。
じゃあタイガ決戦前夜からやり直してなんか新しい武装を用意しろっていうの？
I actually was thinking when he did mention like if you walked away or whatever. So there's apparently like a distance that we can be, before, but basically, yeah, if we just approach this entire fight, from the get-go with a weapon already, going instead of, running in and trying to find an opportunity to project, then yeah, there you go.
一石で何ができるっていうのよ。
So we just ran into trouble at that
これ
point.
ができるのだ。セーバーちゃんの宝具はもともと3つ。その最後の1つを用意してあげれば、あとはなんとかなるってもんよ。
そっか、返せばいいんだね。
カエサルのものはカエサルへ。なくすには惜しいものだったけど、やっぱり拾い物は持ち主に返さないとね。
Oh, we're actually going to go in a little bit of a different direction here.
あら、タイガにしてはいいこと言うのね。
It's not necessarily what I was
学校の
thinking.
先生ってところかしら。
あはっはっはっは。褒めて褒めて。
はいはい。それじゃタイガが がいい気分なうちに嬉しいお知らせをしちゃいます。
Oh, let's hear it.
本編の端っこでつつましく続いていたこのコーナーだけど、
What the fuck?
なんと今回で最終回。次回からは装いも新たにタイガー道場第2部タイガ不在1億円編が始まるよ。次は舞台を私の後ろに移して立ち絵も音楽も発売ハードも一新。
Damn, the whole game console's gonna change?
制作費も倍になっておまけコーナーとは思えない充実ぶりになるんだから。
Okay, I'm holding you to it when we go into the next route.
なんか重ねてめでたいな。よくわからないけど、ウォーズからメタルスに CG が変わるようなものかしらね。
そうっす師匠。次からはこんないかにもやっつけ仕事な立ち絵から解放されるのです。
Hey, I'm glad I'm not the only one saying it.
素晴らしい。そうと決まればさっさとこんな道場ともおさらばしましょう。
じゃあみんな心機一転したタイガー道場で待ってるよ。
Hey, on the bright side, this is the last, that's the last bad ending that I can get before we, head into the other routes. Okay, so, yeah, we need to have the fucking strategy meeting. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. In the flowchart, oh, we didn't even get brownie points. We didn't even get fucking brownie points. That was all for fucking nothing. I'm sorry, guys. I just wasted everybody's time. Oh, that's right. There's only one thing to do. We've always done it this way. So we should do the same right to the end. It's not romantic and it's not elegant, but sitting across from each other and coming up with a plan of action suits me and Saber best. Okay, my fucking thought process was...
シロ、対策を練るのはいいのですが、何もここでなくとも良いのではないですか?
Why wouldn't we involve the shed? The shed was like a very important part to this entire story. The shed had so much importance here. But my thought process behind the decision I made was, you know, Shirou is still recovering, right? I thought that, like, if, you know, the two of them were close to each other, that would be better. But I guess a strategy meeting makes sense too. It's just that I thought, you know, what can we really come up with? We already know about Gilgamesh. I mean, I guess strategizing, I don't know. Maybe I was jumping to some silly conclusions here. I wasn't thinking with an open mind.
いいから中に入ろう。
ああ、シロがそういうのでしたら従いますが。
Saber reluctantly follows into the shed. Okay, now, there's a reason I had Saber go inside the shed. Right now, we have neither a plan nor the means to defeat Gilgamesh. So it goes without saying that we need something extra. So, yeah, I get it. We have to return the sheath to Saber. But, strengthen Saber. I'm not sure about that one. Look for a weapon? No, it's returning the sheath. That was a really good hint. I think it was a bit of a hint, too much of a hint in the dojo, but it's something I didn't initially think of. Because yes, there is showing up to the fight before we actually approach Kotomine in some sort of way. Once we get into that range, it's, you know, it's fucking darting around and trying to, you know, survive. But no, if I was thinking if we just prepared a sword before we went in, but then I asked the question earlier, is that really enough? Do we know if that's actually going to be good enough? But yes, let's return the sheath to Saber. I should return the sheath to its rightful owner. I don't know if it'll work, but I have to try. But Saber did manage to put her hand into my body to check whether the sheath was still there. So it's probably not impossible to extract. Oh yeah, this will be fun.
それは本気ですか、シロ?
本気だよ。もともとあれはセイバーのものだろ。ならセイバーに返すのは当然だし、この鞘があればあいつにだって勝てるかもしれない。
確かに鞘が戻れば私の魔力も上がります。ですがそれでもギルガメッシュに勝てる保証はありません。それに鞘を摘出してしまったらシロはどうするのです。
Try not to get injured so much like we always do.
鞘を取ってしまえばもう
I'll no longer heal so rapidly from whatever injury I might sustain. But that's normal. I've relied on this regeneration too much. Nobody should be immortal. I shouldn't keep it anymore.
鞘を取ってくれ、セイバー。これは俺たちが勝つための絶対の条件だ。
I mean, it does actually overpower Gilgamesh. Saber bites her lip, not answering. I'm not sure how long this moment stretches out between us. The clouds in the sky drift by, and as the moonlight starts to shine through the window.
わかりました、マスター。あなたの心をお借りします。
Saber nods, her hesitation gone.
それでは始めます。準備はいいですか、シロ。
Yeah, whatever this is going to
遠
entail.
慮なく始めてくれ。
Saber begins. Her hand presses against my chest and sinks in. My job here is simple. The process of extracting the sheath is similar to projection. The sacred sword sheath has integrated itself throughout my body. I just have to collect all the dispersed bits of it and reform them into the sheath. This is all just my impression of what's going on, though. I may say I'm reforming it into the sheath, but I'm just gathering the waves of magical energy. Saber is the one who will give it shape. She, the original owner, forms the shapeless bundle of magical energy into the sheath itself. I'm just helping her. It's like making something from nothing. We've done that before. The scattered pieces of the sacred sword sheath are reproduced with precision and painstaking care, without a single error. My body grows hot. Projection is way beyond my means. It eats away at my body every time I use it. It destroys my nerves, burns my skin, and even has the power to cripple my brain. But it's the only weapon I have, and it could be the one thing that might help Saber. I think back to when I saw her in my dreams. The golden sheath fit for the King of Knights to carry into battle. The legendary sheath that protected its owner and led her to so many victories. I reproduce it vividly, without deviation, and as beautiful as it ever was. And, no matter the end awaiting us, I won't ever forget this. I will engrave the image in my mind. I hear Saber's voice. I feel something that was within me for the longest time escape from my body.
すごい。見事です、シロ。ここまで完璧に戻せるなんて、他の誰にもできません。
Haha, what can we say? It must have come out great. As Saber is so elated, it surprises me. My body is still so searing hot that I just topple face first onto the ground.
あ、シロ、すごい汗です。今、拭くものを持ってきます。
Saber hurries back toward the house. As I listen to her footsteps, I take a deep breath. I think that turned out great. It was perfect. I don't think anything else I project will ever turn out so perfect.
じゃあな。今までありがとう。
I bid farewell to the thing that had been a part of me for so long. The golden sheath that protected her. I will never, ever forget it. Though it's left my body, its form has been forever engraved into my heart. I would hope so. Alright, time to go to the Ryoto Temple. Maybe. The moon hangs high in the sky. The clouds have finally cleared and the black of night is giving way to indigo. It will be dawn soon. Yeah, I read all of this, by the way. It will be the last one. During the night, Saber and I travel to our final destination. Yeah, again, I've read all of that. Yeah, here we go.
シロ、これは。
Yes, I'm very, very much aware of what this is. We've been through this. Unfortunately, I don't think this is something I can skip. But I also, I don't know what I've read. I don't know if anything here is
マナの
new.
密度が高い。10年前と同じです。おそらく、上ではもう。
I forget things very easily. Yes, the summoning. And yeah, no, that is
確認
true.
するぞ、セイバー。
Lancer's not alive. I think the music here is different, so we're definitely in a different
セイバーはギルガメッシュの相手を頼む。
we're in a different phase of this
俺は
all.
マスター、琴峰を撃つ。 お互いの戦いには手を出さない。どちらかが相手を倒せばそれで終わりだ。
ええ、今回だけは私は自分の戦いに専念します。
Yeah, I'm sure that'll go
それに
really well this time
琴
around.
峰はあなたが倒すべき敵だ。
そうだな。よし、任せとけ。セイバーの方こそあんな奴にやられるんじゃないぞ。
はい、誇りにかけて彼には負けるわけにはいかない。サーバントとしてではなく英霊としてかの王に膝を屈することはできません。
Hell yeah. There is no longer hesitation or worry in her voice. I don't need to say anything else to her. We will head to battle and determine the final master in this war. But if in the process, if one of us dies, the survivor just has to kill their opponent. Yeah, I've read all of this. The different conditions and all that. No, I think we're good. And so we climb the stone steps. The closer we get to the temple gate, the denser the air gets. Sweat trickles down my back. An ominous premonition creeps over me. At the top of this stone staircase, our greatest enemies await us. But I don't really care about that. We go up the stairs, closer and closer to the temple gate. Everything will be over. No matter who wins this battle, Saber will disappear. The endless but fleeting days of fighting will finally be over, and Saber will disappear from the world. She'll return to her time, where she belongs. And I can't say that I don't have any regrets. I'm going to lose Saber. I'm going to lose the person I vowed to protect. The person I most wanted to be happy. Even now, I don't know just how painful that will be. For now, we're still walking together, and I can feel her presence. I'm not prepared to lose her. Even if I knew a few days before, even if from the moment we met, I knew that we would eventually part ways. Thinking back, we made so many memories. We walked together some nights, fought together some nights. At first, I did everything I could to prevent Saber, a girl, from fighting. She also kicked my ass in the dojo. Yeah, good times. I also slept in the shed because I was too embarrassed to sleep in a room right next to hers. We ate lunch together. Saber liked baths, or she liked my cooking, liked the clothes that Tosaka brought her, and she had incoherent conversations with Fujine. She pushed herself, shouldered all the burdens herself, and finally collapsed. And then we explored the depths of our hearts and the ruins. Things took a turn after that. I couldn't stop thinking about Saber. My purpose for fighting changed, and I realized I loved her. How can I lose someone like that? You're about to find out, buddy. Saber doesn't say anything. I can't think of anything to say either. Once we've climbed the stairs and reached the top, there'll be nothing for us to talk about. A little while later, I'll lose Saber and have to say goodbye. But this is the only time that we have to say goodbye. We climb the stairs. If I want to avoid saying goodbye, I just have to chatter about insignificant stuff like before. For example, let's go to town when we go home. What should we eat for breakfast tomorrow? Insignificant stuff. I can't even seem to do that though, because whatever I say, those could end up being our last words. A clear end. Neither Saber nor I could say a clear goodbye. And now, we're at the temple gate. This is my last chance. If we proceed, it'll all be over. But if we go back, maybe I can think of something that would stop me from losing her.
Saber.
I stop and turn to Saber. She is the same as ever. Her face is composed, but her eyes seem tense, like she's trying to hold something in. The moment I see those eyes, I am assailed by temptation on all sides. Temptation to run away, temptation to turn back so I don't lose her, temptation to tell her what I really want, assuring me that she'll accept. My resolve wavers. The temptations are begging, itching to be voiced. I bite my tongue.
行こう。これが最後の戦いだ。
I tell her, just like usual, as her master. Saber nods silently. I see the strength in her eyes, full of resolve as they always are. I won't make any requests. The same way she believes in me, I'm going to believe I made the right choice. I crossed the threshold of the temple gate. There's no turning back now. I can't say anything. Not that I could say what I really wanted anyway. But I want to at least believe that this frustrated silence managed to convey my feelings. We finished climbing the long stone stairs. This is our final memory of our time together here on this earth. That song there, that track, is absolutely beautiful. I love that track. That is my favorite so far that I've heard out of everything here in this title. It is just fucking beautiful. I love it. Okay, I feel like we made absolutely no fucking progress whatsoever in this episode because I chose the wrong thing in the very beginning. So, yeah, there's all that. We'll try again in the next episode for the big fight, the big showdown here at Ryoto Temple. It's gonna be something. It really is, guys. I'm excited, and I hope you guys are as well. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.